Hello, Indianapolis, and welcome to the first edition of the Purple Ribbon Spotlight. I'm standing here with my esteemed guest.
I'm James Nave III.
All right. So, James, let's just kind of jump right into it, man. I know that you're a realtor. Let's start first and foremost. What's the name of the company, and when did you know that you were ready to kind of get into that industry?
Well, the company I work with is Austin Avenue Real Estate. And to answer your question as far as when I decided to get into real estate, actually it was a while back. It was maybe even back when I was in college, where I always had an interest in real estate.
Okay.
But of course, when I was in college, that's when the market did that big crash.
Around 08.
08-ish and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So obviously, I just went ahead and finished my college up and then went into work and did my career for about 10 years.
Okay.
And then when I got kind of burnt out and tired of that, I just decided to jump all the way in.
With that, back in 08, with that market crash, I know we in school had always heard about the 1929, crash. Did that inspire you to kind of dive a little bit deeper into, wanting to know the ins and outs about the industry, or, it was just something that you just kind of just thought about later? Did that really propel you to kind of really see, like a personal experience?
It definitely did. It definitely, it was back in 2019, when I really decided I wanted to start doing something in real estate, and I really wanted to focus and do some investing and buying properties, flipping, fixing, all that stuff. But I wanted to educate myself, network, meet good people, and things like that. So knowing what happened back then, they always learned that the good real estate agents, the good realtor investors, knew how to navigate that system when that crashed.
No.
So, but I wanted to be educated enough to, whenever that happens again.
Yeah. And we're definitely going to dive through the ins and outs of the part of the industry, what I'm going to ask. But let's kind of fast forward into the present day when COVID happened.
Yeah.
I mean, you've had some experiences where, they could have just changed the trajectory of everything that you wanted to do within the industry. Say, just forget it. So what propelled you through the COVID time? And then we'll definitely dive into how this market is going to go post-COVID.
Really, for me, COVID gave me a lot more opportunity to function and move. Like I said, I was in a career where I was doing like architectural drafting and design, and I was burning out on that. Right when COVID hit, I was getting ready to buy my first property to fix and flip. We got panicked. We didn't know how to do that. So we didn't know what the market was going to do or how it was going to respond. So we just backed off, and that was a great decision. Fast forward to end of 2020, my daughter was born at that time, early to 2020, things like that. I wanted to start building a future for her. And from there, I just kind of, like I said, I decided to take that leap from being in a W-2 job, working every day where I wasn't happy, and try to build something for myself. So I took that leap.
A lot of people made that decision during that time. And if you were old enough, a lot of people just went ahead and just retired. My father even retired. He had turned 62 at the time, and he's went ahead and retired. But younger people, close to our age, that just propelled us not to retire. But to go ahead and just
try to do something on your own.
And
that's exactly how
I was, man. So building all those blocks along the years, with meeting people and networking with people, what would you say was some of the best advice that you got along the way about it? And the reason why I say that is because I hear it all the time. People, I'm going to get my real estate license. I'm going to get this license. I'm like,
everybody has their real estate license.
So what was the best advice that you got that has kept you in business and that you think is going to keep you moving forward?
It's simple for me. Relationships. It's kind of cliche, I think, but everybody always says it's all about relationships, and real estate is a relationship business. From the lenders you deal with to just your clients, and they're bringing you referrals. So that's always something I'm interested in doing, more than just to make money and things like that. I want to build some actual relationships with people, get to know them on a personal level, do some things outside of work with them, so I can know, hey, I can trust these people. They can trust me. We feel good about each other. When something comes around, we're the first people we think of.
Got you. And as far as like when you kind of start getting your feet wet with your first few clients and stuff like that, did you just start off with agencies, or are you just kind of just saying, hey, I'm going to stay within my nest and just kind of branch out in that way?
For me, I took my test. I mean, I kind of powered through the study course. It was about 90 hours worth, and came right out of that and took my test right away. I was lucky enough, my brother was interested in buying his first home. Mm-hmm. So that even accelerated me to want to get my license. Gotcha. So I got my license. I interviewed with 5-6 different brokerages. I found Austin Avenue, which was kind of a startup, was just getting ready to go through. Mm-hmm. Me being somebody who's an entrepreneur myself, mm-hmm. was interested in helping build that up. Yeah. And I decided to join with them. And my brother got his first house. I mean, I got my license. And a week later, had him under his first contract. So I was fortunate on that.
Awesome. So let's kind of segue into what the market is doing right now in Indianapolis. You know, with post-COVID, a lot of people got put out of their homes during that time, had to either downgrade or just kind of reassess themselves. So how do you see, because we've been hearing the buzz that it's going to crash, it's on the bubble, it's going to happen. We don't know when. So how do you kind of help navigate the new people that you come in contact with, keep them at ease and at peace in regards to, hey, you know, I'm going to do my best to find what fits for you and your family? Because some people will be trying to, you know, do too much, as we say. So how do you kind of work that avenue to say, hey, let me find you something that fits you and your family?
I mean, that's the key word right there, is fits. Mm-hmm. For me, I mean, I like to see my clients get pre-approved. And know what their maximum is going to be. And then I try to stay somewhere below that. Mm-hmm. Give them some wiggle room to negotiate, because like you said, the market's crazy now, so you're usually going to be in some type of bidding war and everything else. And then also educate them on the entire process, why we have to do this, why they're going to ask you for this information, and mm-hmm. how long this is all going to take. So that's usually what I try to offer up.
Got you. So is there like a process that you do that people can be not necessarily aware of, but just kind of know your flow and how you do? Is it like you call them into the office first, or, you know, how is that process?
Yeah, I like to just kind of meet somebody however they're comfortable on the first time. So if somebody wants to just text message me a few times, and some people just love that, especially with COVID and everything else. Yeah. I do some Zoom calls with clients when I first meet them, Messenger, and then if they're open and want to meet in person, I'm more than glad to do that. I come somewhere like here to Purple Ribbon and get an office space or something, and meet them up, and we'll talk, and I'll ask them what your goals are. What you're looking for, your timeline, have you been pre-approved, and then I kind of gather from there.
Yeah, you know, because the reason why I asked that, because every generation is different in forms of communicating. And when you're looking for a home, you know, now, even if you were renting, you know, previously before, you know, you had somebody take you on a tour and do this and that, you know, now you got First Key in all these places. Hey, you just do your own self tour.
Walk up to the lockbox and turn that.
Yeah, and some people like that personal touch. Some people just like quick communication. So what would you, maybe it's both, but what do you say is the most effective from that relationship between you and your clients? Is it just a quick, or is it actual, hey, I would prefer to meet in person, but what do you do? I mean, I know you have to do what the client wants, but
yeah, I always like to do what they want to do first. I like to meet up in person. I'm kind of an introverted person, but I still like to get that information face to face. Let them see me, because sometimes they might just have found me on Facebook, don't know me anything, but from a business card or something like that. So I would like to get in front of them, make that eye-to-eye contact with them, and actually get a sense of what they're actually looking for. Gotcha. And then I like to just set them up for, even if they're not quite ready, I'll set them up for an automatic search for a little bit of their parameters and just let them start to see what's out there.
Got you. And as far as the actual homes themselves, have you noticed like different increase? What I mean by different increases in prices, how in certain areas, you know, and what they're doing now with, you don't have to elaborate too much, but a lot of this stuff, man, I kind of see some gentrification things going on.
Yeah,
in
definitely.
Certain areas, man, that was desolate. Downtown Indianapolis.
Oh yeah.
And I see how they're building them. They're tearing them down, and you can only build so wide because they're so close. So they're building them vertical. Mm-hmm. I mean, these houses have like 4 stories.
Yeah, man, with a deck or something on the roof. Yeah, with a balcony type of things. Yeah.
What's your opinion that you can't elaborate on? But what's your thoughts on what you see with that? You know, and kind of shifting people around, as we say.
I mean, like you said, it's gentrification to a large extent. A lot of the houses where I'm searching for people and looking for those trendy spots, that's what you want to call them. There'll be that beautiful 4-story house right next to a house that looks kind of dilapidated and everything else. And then you look at the price of what they're asking, and you're just like, how? And then you like, if this person wants to stay here in this house forever, how are they going to be able to afford it? How are they going to be able to stay there with the taxes rising and everything else? Yeah. So it's just a tough thing to maneuver through sometimes.
Gotcha. So let's kind of promote the business again. Where's the office located? How can people get in touch with you? And again, how does that process work?
As far as our home base office, we really just kind of remote operated team, I would guess you say. So we don't have an actual physical office building, anything else like that. Okay. I like to do meetings, like I said, again, here at Purple Ribbons or some other office spaces I have available to me, or just meeting at a coffee shop or something else to meet with somebody. I have a Facebook page, a business page where people can find me, and then my personal Facebook and Austin Avenue Real Estate, or austinavenue.com is our company website.
Okay. Okay. Say that one more time with a phone number.
Austin Avenue Real Estate is the brokerage. Austin Avenue is the website. It's AustynAvenue. And my personal phone number that comes directly to me is 525-8593.
Gotcha. Now I'm going to ask this. Do you guys check Facebook requests? Because a lot of times people try to send stuff in there and I sent it, and so does your business check that?
I've learned the hard way that when I go into Messenger, every time I go into Messenger, I always check the request just to make sure, because I know if you're not friends, they won't show up automatically.
Gotcha. So he's trying. Okay.
Yeah.
He's trying. Don't say he didn't get the message. So Indianapolis, we appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for just taking the time to stop and watch the Purple Ribbon Spotlight. And we'll see you guys next month.